Welcome to the madness of day 2 at Riva del Garda, beers, bikes and a ton of tech. The Flyer Uprock X, possibly one of the favourite e-bikes I've ridden. Obviously it's a long travel 160, 170 bike. At the heart of the bike is this Panasonic GX motor. It's got 90 Newton meters, or is it 95? It's one of the most powerful motors out there. Good modes, good range, super quiet, good engagement. Like you can see here, there's a lot of Flyer bikes here to take out, so I encourage you to try out the Flyer with the Panasonic motor, for sure. Now, something which I fully believe is at the forefront of eMTB technology is the new Shimano Auto Shift and Free Shift. We have it here on the Canyon Spectral. Expect to see a lot of more detailed information from us here on EMBN in the next few weeks. So auto shift and free shift, what does it mean? It means you can change gear going downhill without having to pedal. Auto shift, as you'd imagine, chooses the gear for you based on cadence. I mean, that is a very simplistic explanation. Comes with the Shimano Di2, which is 11 speed, but I think there's 12 speed as well. Obviously it comes with the super durable link glide componentry, which is, you know, you talk about lightweight stuff, but I think durability is definitely high on most people's list simply because of the usage that e-mountain bikes get. So here you go, there's the auto shift on the Canyon Spectral. The ability to change gear and respond to terrain, you know, unexpectedly. So that quick shifting which Shimano provides is definitely key in a technical climbing environment. What else is quite cool about the Shimano system is it actually shows you with Di2 what gear you're in. So you can just have that quick glance, you know, you're in fourth, you need to go into third, you go like, you can make those decisions instantaneously, which is a really good feature to have on an e-mountain bike. So are you ready for a bit of Sprungwende on the hill?
I am always.
Can you give us the correct pronunciation?
Sprungwende. Und the other thing? Hinterrad versetzen. Hinterrad versetzen. Say that, come on.
I obviously love a good Hinterrad versetzen.
Hinterrad versetzen.
I love a good Hinterrad versetzen. Okay, let's kick things off with some king-size speculation. Although, come on, let's face it, we're on the Bosch booth. They've got a bike on the stand which weighs in at about 16 kilos. Question is this a new Bosch lightweight motor battery e-bike system? And if so, what actually defines a lightweight e-bike? Is it the weight? Is it the power? What is it exactly? I mean, questions such as what's going to be the torque on this bike? I mean, if you think about the bikes in the market at the moment, you've got bikes which are 35, such as the Levo SL, you've got the TQ, which is 50. Bear in mind that numbers are just numbers. Actually, how these bikes work on the trail can be different on times. I'm going to speculate. I reckon they're going to nudge this in about 65 Newton meters. I reckon they'll have a 400 watt-hour battery. If you think about it, we're actually rewinding. I mean, Bosch started this game back a decade ago with, I think it was a 280 watt-hour battery and a 65 Newton meter motor. That's my guessing. But folks, exciting times. Like I said, just over 16 kilos on the scale there. I think this is new. I think this news is imminent. Dainese, with huge experience in protection, have got a new shoe in the making. This is actually a prototype which I believe is being launched next year. There's loads of really good features on here. The toe area is really well protected. The heel area is well protected. But more than that, there seems to be a good balance on the shoe as well. This is obviously a flat, which is what my preference is. New Vibram sole, which I can tell you does feel super grippy. There's a quick lace system on the shoe, and also an elasticated sort of whatever that part is called to keep everything tight. I think when speaking to the Dainese people, they want to keep this shoe really snug on your feet because, you know, as a flat pedal rider, what you don't want is a shoe which is flapping around. So exciting times from Dainese. Now, one of the great things about Riva is you sometimes come across people who used to be racers. They used to hold proper mountain bike races, e-bike races, but now all they do is cruise around the mountains pretending to have holidays. And, sorry. Oh, Enrico, What are you doing here?
Give me a hug. You need a hug.
Decathlon e-Explorer 700S. I mean, this is the ultimate in value, 3,499 euros. Comes with a Brose motor. I think it's the Brose Mag, 70 Newton meters, 630 watt hour battery. But guys, we've got another range extender here of 240. So this is a big range bike. I mean, it always blows my mind, you know, Decathlon, this is a Decathlon Rock Rider. Decathlon have not been at Garda, but I'm sure loads of you guys, this will be of massive interest. I mean, this is a 130mm travel bike. You've got 66 headout, tube angle, comes in 4 sizes. It's got a 460mm reach in size large. Great componentry on it. It's a great looking bike, and it's definitely one I would love to have a go on. As you can see, some real world decision making going on here. Do you choose a mountain bike, the Trans Advanced Pro 29, or do you go for a bike such as the Trans X Advanced e-bike, giant sync drive pro motor, weighing, you know, less than 20 kilos? So I know what I'd go for. Remember, lots of people come to a place like Riva del Garda to have a look at bikes and also to test bikes. There's loads of bike companies here. You get access to 140s, 150s, 170s, such as the KTM Prowler, which is on my left here. You've got the KTM Capo, which is 150, 160. You can even, if you want to, take a bike out with white tyres. You can't beat a bit of simplicity and confusion in model names, right? The new Fantic Rampage 1.2 and behind me 1.4. Very easy. 1.2 is a marathon style bike with 120mm travel, TQ motor, 360 watt hour battery, 29-inch wheels. And then behind me is the 1.4, 140mm travel, again 29-inch wheels. As I said, that's a marathon bike. This is more of a trail bike. But the name Rampage, I think it's that association with that event in the Utah desert. I can't see these bikes going off those big drops. Pirelli, tyre partner on EMBN. This is the Scorpion eMTB in S. We've got the Scorpion Race M. And I've just tried the side knobs on this tyre. I did actually ride some prototype Pirelli tyres here last year. I mean, that is ludicrously tacky. Wow. This is the new e-bike seat from WTB. Now, obviously, with e-bikes, sometimes you might be in the middle of nowhere trying to haul that bike up a rock face. So I think it's a really neat new feature. Like it. Rossignol from Grenoble in France, one of the oldest, and so I'm informed, one of the coolest ski companies in the world. This isn't about skis, this is about e-bikes. Now, Rossignol been started making e-bikes 6 years ago, simply to have an option for their ski customers to have something to do in the summer. Now, in the last 2 years, they've increased the range of the bike. They've now got 3 bikes. They've got a trail, all mountain, and enduro. This is actually the all mountain bikes, the Mandate Shift. Comes in 4 sizes. You've got the EP8 motor on there. You've got a 630 watt hour battery, 29-inch wheels, 150, 150. Ski rack not included with this bike. This bike is around about 6,000 euros. It is a direct-to-consumer brand, so check out the Rossignol bikes on their website. Beautiful new Thok Gram, which we featured on the show a few weeks ago. 170mm travel, 29-inch wheels, 630 watt hour battery, and Shimano EP8 motor. Full carbon frame and pretty aggressive geometry. Definitely a bike that I'd like to get my hands on. Boys from Hope are here. Oh yes. Now the big news from Hope is the new Pro 5 hub. Now the great thing about this is it's an e-bike specific hub. It's full steel free hub on the bike. Now previously you could have the hub in HD, but you know, got XD and microspline as well. There's 12 more points of engagement, and I guarantee you it'll be a quality bit of kit from Lancashire. Right. I was going to say Yorkshire then, sorry. Bloody Ian would have killed me. Now this isn't a new part, but I want you guys to be aware of it. I'm always after good quality e-bike specific cranks. Hope have got 155s and 165s for Bosch and Bros. So get over to the Hope website and you'll see the full range of colours and sizes on there. Alutech. You might have seen the e-Fanes a few years ago, or actually last year. Now, the guys at Alutech have actually taken all the technology that they've learned out of that CNC bike and put it in to their new production bike. Now, this is the motor housing. Get this, it used to be 4 pieces, it's now 1 piece CNC. They have saved 500 grams just on that part alone. Now, I want to introduce you guys to the bike because it's always been a favorite bike of mine. So this is the production e-Fanes with an EP801 motor, 170mm travel, 500 watt hour battery. It is an aluminium front triangle. It's got the new parts on it, which is the new seat stay, which is in carbon. Now, this really is a no-nonsense lightweight e-bike. It's a full power e-bike weighing in at just around about 20 kilos. Now, the guys at Alutech tell me they're always learning from the feedback from the users. They reckon that they can get this bike, full power e-bike, under 20 kilos. So I think it's a beautiful looking bike. They've also worked on a new linkage. I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. Get me out of here. That was absolutely exhausting. Guys, thanks so much for joining us from Festival Garda. Like I said in the beginning, it's time now for a beer and a bit more gossip.